Welcome back, guys, to another War Thunder RP match. And today I'm flying out the Kikka, dropping the boosters on takeoff and flying along. And as you can see here in the initial takeoff run here, the acceleration of the Kikka with these new boosters is quite good. And the acceleration is definitely competitive now, because in 1 or 2 patches ago the Kikka got increased thrust on the engines, and that's why I flew some maybe 5, 6, 7 battles in it now, and because I wanted to test it out a bit more. Before the changes with the rocket boosters and with the increased thrust, it was heavily outclassed. It was not very fast, it wasn't really that good at turning, climb rate was not that good, and so on. But as you can see now, I'm already above 700 kilometers an hour, even with a slight climb. And the other jets on my team, 262s, the Hortons, they don't really perform any better than the Kikka does. Just to clarify, I am only missing the cover from all the performance modules. Everything else I have installed, so that is pretty much the top performance that you can get. Which I was most surprised about when you trying this out again, was that its speed at low altitude is now faster than the stat card says it would. Because the stat card says it at the moment, without the cover, it would reach 799 kilometers an hour at 3000 meters. But I was following an F80 at low altitude on the deck, and I was doing 840 or something kilometers an hour, and I was catching him, which you would have not been able to do with the old Kikka. I was even following MiG-9s around that were turning a bit too much and lost their speed, and you definitely accelerate better than they do sometimes. So the enemies are coming along, and just a warning, on the first pass you will see probably one of the worst shootings ever, because I'm going to miss this AFK climbing P-51. Yeah, wasting a lot of rounds here, which will bite me in the ass later on. But as you can see, the Meteor, that's it has pretty much, it cannot get up to me. I'm faster, I have more energy. He can only turn better, of course, because it's a Meteor. So, yeah. And we have also a pretty much useless B Arado, and so now I'm picking up speed again. At the moment I'm definitely the one fighter in the match with the best, with the highest energy at the moment. P-51H tries to evade. It's now going into a slight spiral dive. Aim in front and execute him, making up for the earlier miss. And now I'm turning around to get stuck in again. Especially because especially in chat matches, I think teamwork is incredibly important. If you try to help your teammates, then you definitely have a higher chance of winning here. Because it's a lot more important to maybe fly away for a bit and get another attack angle than it would be with some prop fighters. So I'm not going to turn with the Meteor, because I know that's not gonna happen. And as you can see in all these maneuvers that I'm doing, I'm always very quickly up to the 700 kilometers an hour range. That is pretty good for a 6.7 jet, because everyone who flew jets like the 262, the Horton, and the MiG-9 and so on, once you maneuver around like I'm doing here, you're bleeding a lot of speed, normally. But here, with one quick turn, maybe I'm losing 200 kilometers an hour, but I'm always getting the 200 kilometers an hour back very quickly. And now up to 860, 870, 880. MiG-9 turns in behind me. Here I'm undecisive if we're going to go for the Spitfire or the F8F, but decide for the slow flying Spitfire. And I blow it up. And as you can see, I'm flying away from a MiG-9, increasing the distance. And yeah, the MiG-9 is slower, even though he had altitude advantage and he could turn into my turn because I want to head back to base. He's not really able to catch me. Previously that would not have been possible. I would probably be flying 100 kilometers an hour slower. And because he wanted to follow me, he's now a sitting duck for my teammates that are all high up, have energy, and the enemy Spitfire, P-51, Bearcat, and the MiG-9 are all down low. So yeah, they have very little chance now if our teammates don't all go head on, get shot down by the props. So I'm gonna skip forward until I landed and rearmed. I'm back. I saw that the MiG-9 was at first higher up with the Horton and the Kikka, but then decided to go down. He probably wanted to rearm or something. Maybe he expended all the cannon shots already. And so I go down low to spot him. And there he is. Sadly I'm coming in too fast, to be honest. Over 900 kilometers an hour. Which will hinder my maneuverability here very heavily. So I'm not able to get him. But because of the maneuvering, he nearly crashes into the ground here. And gets picked up by the Yagami Kikka. So, yeah. I found it quite an interesting match. Good teamwork by our team. Very well done by the Arado. And we were able to, well, hold our own against MiG-9s, Bearcats, P-51H, and yeah, Meteors, which was very surprising to me from the team setup. But from what I've seen recently, the Kikka is coming a bit back into the player's favor, because when I was playing it, I was seeing quite a lot of people also trying it out again. So finally, it is a useful jet now. I would like to have more ammo in it. Yeah, the 50 rounds per gun are incredibly low ammo. So that's not a lot. You run out very quickly. But at least 2 to 3 kills is sometimes possible. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to achieve in most flyouts. Could have gotten 3 in this with the rearming, and if I had slowed down a bit earlier when attacking the MiG-9. Yeah. But as you can see here, this thing should only be able to fly 799 according to stat card level at 3000 meters. But this thing is definitely faster than 799, and it's accelerating very well. As with those boosters on takeoff, you're up to speed a lot quicker than, let's say, a Spaded 262, for example, here. So this thing only has a slightly higher top speed and is probably a bit more sluggish on takeoff because it doesn't have the boosters that the Kikka has. Also, in matches where you're on a map with air spawn, this thing has the ability to climb with a P-51H. At least I have found very few situations where I was not at the same altitude as the P-51H. So with the air spawn and with the initial speed that you're getting and the climb rate that it has with this speed, it can be pretty effective nowadays. So that's a good change for the Kikka, and I hope you found it informative. And see ya.